Amelia's heart had always been drawn to plants that defied the ordinary. Flowers blooming out of season, leaves with inexplicable patterns, and ferns that thrived in impossible conditions. Her latest research brought her to the heart of the English countryside, where legends spoke of an untouched glade hidden deep within a centuries-old forest. Locals called it the Timeless Garden, a place rumored to be eternally vibrant regardless of the season. Armed with her notebook, a collection kit, and a healthy dose of skepticism, Amelia ventured into the woods. Hours passed as she navigated thick underbrush and towering oaks. Just as dusk began to fall, she stumbled upon a break in the trees. What she saw stole her breath, a clearing bathed in soft golden light, brimming with blooms from every conceivable climate. Orchids nestled beside roses, ancient trees stood adorned with flowers from every season, and the air shimmered as if alive. As Amelia stepped into the clearing, the hum of the world shifted. The birdsong faded into an otherworldly silence, and a strange sensation washed over her, a tingling, as though time itself had paused. Lost in awe, Amelia barely noticed the figure emerging from the heart of the garden. He was tall, with hair like spun gold and eyes as green as the moss underfoot. Dressed in garments that seemed plucked from another era, he moved with an elegance that made Amelia feel clumsy in comparison. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice breaking the stillness. "I might ask the same," he replied, his voice deep and resonant. "Few find their way here unbidden." Amelia introduced herself, explaining her work and fascination with plants. The man, who introduced himself as Elias, studied her intently. "This is no ordinary place," he said. "The garden is alive in ways you cannot imagine. It bends time to preserve its beauty, and me along with it." Amelia's scientific mind bristled at the suggestion. But something about Elias, his aura of sorrow, his otherworldly presence, made her believe him. "How long have you been here?" she asked. "A very long time," he replied, his gaze distant. "Too long to measure in mortal years." Over the following days, Amelia returned to the garden, unable to resist its pull. Each visit brought her closer to Elias. He shared the garden's secrets, a fountain that never dried, plants that healed wounds, and flowers that bloomed only under moonlight. In turn, she spoke of the world outside, the technological marvels, the shifting cultures, and the passage of time he had missed. Elias listened with rapt attention, his longing for the outside world palpable. He revealed his past. Centuries ago, he had been a traveler who stumbled upon the garden while seeking refuge from a storm. Entranced by its beauty, he had picked a single flower, breaking the garden's sacred rule. As punishment, he had been bound to the garden, tasked with protecting it for eternity. As Amelia pieced together his story, she felt a growing ache in her chest. Here was a man trapped in paradise longing for freedom, while she had spent her life searching for such beauty. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Elias revealed the truth about the garden's magic. The garden grants its keeper immortality, but at a cost. It feeds on time, stealing it from those who stay too long. Amelia froze. "You mean I'm aging faster every time I visit?" Elias nodded, his face etched with sorrow. "Yes. The garden is selfish. It takes what it can to preserve itself." Amelia's mind raced. She had felt it. The odd heaviness in her limbs, the faint lines on her face that hadn't been there days ago. Yet she couldn't imagine leaving Elias, not after everything they had shared. Desperate to break the curse, Amelia scoured her notes in the garden for clues. Together, she and Elias discovered an ancient inscription hidden beneath the fountain. It spoke of a way to free the guardian, an act of true love and a sacrifice willingly given. "It let you do this," Elias said as Amelia formulated a plan. "The garden's curse is mine to bear, but it doesn't have to be," Amelia insisted. "You deserve a life beyond these trees." On her last visit, Amelia brought with her a rare flower known for its ability to disrupt magical energy. She held it as she approached Elias by the fountain, her heart pounding. "I love you, Elias," she whispered. "Enough to give you your freedom." Before he could stop her, she crushed the flower in her hands and let its essence mingle with the water. The garden shuddered, its vibrant colors dimming as the magic unraveled. Elias gasped, his body transforming, becoming mortal once more. But the toll was evident. Amelia's face aged rapidly, her vitality draining as the garden claimed its due. "No!" Elias cried, catching her as she stumbled. "I won't let you go!" Elias carried Amelia out of the garden as it withered behind them, the once eternal blooms fading into memory. Under the open sky, he begged her to hold on. To his amazement, the curse had not entirely claimed her. While weakened, Amelia's spirit remained intact, her love shielding her from the worst of the garden's wrath. Together, they left the forest, determined to make the most of their borrowed time. In the years that followed, Amelia and Elias built a life together, blending her scientific pursuits with his deep knowledge of nature. Though the timeless garden was lost, its legacy lived on in their love, a bond that had conquered centuries and defied the rules of time itself.